Are you dreaming of working in the United States? It's a goal many people share, but the visa process can seem daunting. One of the biggest hurdles is securing an employer sponsorship. But don't worry, it's absolutely achievable, contrary to what most people tell you. Hi, this is Shetty, your host and the founder of Smart Green Card. A quick heads up here, I'm not an immigration attorney. This video is just for educational purposes only. So if you need specific legal advice, you should always reach out to a US licensed immigration lawyer. In this video, we are going to explore the ins and outs of securing employer sponsorship for a US work visa. And it's a question that I get asked all the time. How do I find a US company to sponsor me? So if you're ready to make your American dream a reality, you've come to the right place. Let's be real. Getting sponsored isn't a walk in the park. It takes dedication, strategy, and good understanding of the process after all. But trust me, the reward is definitely worth the effort. And we'll cover everything from identifying the right companies to acing the interview and also navigating the visa paperwork. We'll also dive deeper into some lesser known strategies and common pitfalls to avoid in this process. First things first, identify your target companies. Don't just apply to any job that you see. Focus on companies that are known to sponsor visas first of all, particularly in your field. And how do you find them? Well, there are a few ways. Start by the online job boards like LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, etc. Filter the searches by keywords like visa sponsorship or H-1B visa or even green card sponsorships in some cases. Many companies will explicitly state whether they are sponsoring the visas in their job postings most of the time, but don't stop there. Another great resource in the US is actually the Department of Labor's website. They have a database of employers who have previously sponsored foreign workers, and they also give a lot of details about the wage they pay these workers too. It can be a gold mine of information in so many different directions if you want to do your research. And also don't underestimate the power of networking. Attend these industry conferences out there, connect with people on LinkedIn, and also let your network know that you're looking for US based opportunities. You never know who might have a connection, a person who knows a person to be sponsoring someone for their US visa. Think outside the box too. Reach out to professionals in your field who work in the US. Even if you don't know them personally, a polite and well-crafted message can sometimes open doors. You wouldn't believe the number of people who have opened doors for me just because I cold messaged them on LinkedIn, not asking them to open a door for me, but offering to help them in the work that they are doing. So offer all the value that you can possibly do and see the opportunities flow in. Okay, so you've identified some potential sponsors. Now it's time to tailor your resume and your cover letter, and this is absolutely crucial. Your application needs to stand out from the crowd and highlight your skills, experience that are directly relevant to the job requirements. Emphasize your achievements, and quantifiable results should be mentioned on your resume. Instead of just listing your responsibilities, show how your impact has actually made your previous roles better and has been impacting the company's bottom line as well. Use action verbs and quantify your accomplishments wherever you can. And most importantly, make sure that your resume and cover letter are free of any errors. A polished and professional application shows that you're serious and detail-oriented. You should also consider having a native English speaker review your application materials for any grammatical errors or any awkward phrasing out there. Now, let's talk about acing that interview, because that's the biggest challenge that you have after you complete this hurdle. So if you get an interview, congratulations. This is your chance to show what you're made of and shine. Be prepared to answer questions about your skills, about your experience, and why you want to work for that company. Research the company thoroughly and be ready to also ask insightful questions. Some questions that you could ask are, what are your priorities for the next 5 years? Where do you see this role evolving? And what is the career pathway for this role as well? This demonstrates your genuine interest and initiative both for the role as well as for the company. And don't be afraid to address the visa sponsorship questions directly. Be upfront and honest about your situation, and you'll see that many companies appreciate this transparency and are willing to help you. However, don't make it the only focus of the interview though, because I know I am an immigrant too, and once I start talking about the issues that people have on their visas, that is a never-ending conversation, and that will probably hog up your entire interview. So your qualifications and fit for the role should be the primary focus of the interview. Make sure that you're focusing the answers of every question towards that matter. Now, one important tip here is that you should practice your interview skills. You should do mock interviews with friends or family, or even in front of a mirror. This will help you feel more confident and prepared on the day of the real interview. And you should also practice answering common interview questions and also prepare some questions to ask the interviewer. This shows your engagement and helps you assess if the company is the right fit for you as well, because who knows, you might end up in a multiple offer situation, and salary is usually not the first thing that you will then consider while choosing a company. There's a lot more other parameters, so it's good if you ask the right questions to the people in the interview and obtain all the answers that will help you make that decision later. Now, let's say you've nailed the interview as well and you've received a job offer. Fantastic. But the process isn't over yet. Next, you'll need to navigate the whole visa process, and this is where things get a little bit complicated. The specific visa that you will need will depend on the qualification and the nature of that job. And the H-1B visa is a common option for skilled workers, but there are also other options available like the O-1 visa for individuals with extraordinary ability and many more visa types, which you can just look up on USCIS's website. Now, while your employer will likely assist in the visa process, it is important for you to understand the different visa routes and options that are available and determine which one is the best fit for your situation. And finally, you should definitely be patient and persistent, because the visa process can take time, sometimes even several months or even longer for certain visa categories, which maybe require extra background check and things like that. So don't get discouraged if you don't hear back immediately. Follow up persistently with your employer periodically to check the status of your application, but be mindful of not being overly pushy and seeming too desperate. And a polite and professional inquiry is always appreciated. People always like that you stay on top of the game, and people in the US generally don't look down on that because you're seen as standing up for yourself, which is a good trait that you can have. And remember, persistence pays off. Don't give up on your dream even if you face setbacks. Before we wrap up, let's quickly go over a few common pitfalls that you'll want to avoid during this process. And these are things that can probably trip you up if you're not careful. So make sure to keep these in mind as you move forward. Make sure to research if a company sponsors visas before you apply. Many smaller companies don't, and you don't want to waste time on those only to realize at the end that, hey, there's a visa sponsorship issue that's going on here. Visa processes like the H-1B lottery have strict deadlines as well. So make sure that you're not missing that application window. It could cause delays, but even if you do, don't keep yourself overly restricted to the visa timelines that the H-1B has. Apply to the company and you always have another lottery next year to take care of you if you actually get selected and you make it in. Now, your employer has a lot of work to do in the visa process. Make sure that you are clear about what they need from you and what you need from them and what you are responsible for as well. Now, with all that in mind, you are now equipped with the steps you need to secure that visa sponsorship. Here's something important though. If you are looking for a US green card and want to avoid the employer sponsorship process, the EB-1A route is worth considering. This EB-1A green card category doesn't require any sponsorship from any employer, and you can even apply from outside the US for it by showcasing your expertise. You can qualify for the EB-1A, which can lead to permanent residency after all, which is a permanent solution instead of going through years of band-aids to your entire US immigration journey. The EB-1A recognizes you as someone with extraordinary ability in your field, which you can use to open up more job opportunities out there, both from a qualification standpoint as well as from a standpoint that you don't need visa sponsorship, which automatically opens up a lot more job opportunities for you. It could be higher level positions and a stronger professional reputation that you gain at the end of the day. So if you want to elevate your career and secure your future in the US, the EB-1A is definitely worth considering because it is truly a game changer. It has changed my life for me. It has changed several of our clients' lives in their journey as well. And it may change your life too. And I'm not too worried about you joining Smart Green Card or not. That's a secondary question. I really want you to give it a fair shot, even if you're doing it on your own, because this is truly a solution worth considering. And if you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more helpful tips. It doesn't cost you a penny, but it helps us make the algorithm happy. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. My team is always available to answer any questions for you, and I will see you in the next video.